project. Spock's outside. He's going places. He's going. He's gone through the orifice, and he's doing his mind meld. We hadn't done it yet. It's coming up. So this is he goes through the and this is the last card I did. This is the representation of apparently all the planets V'ger has visited and are in data storage. We don't really know. It's up to interpretation. I know the Shatner, Reese Stevenson novel. I never read it, but I know what's going on in it. The Probe. I think it's called The Probe. No, I don't know what it's called. Anyway, Roddenberry's offhand comment that, oh, this is where the Borg showed up. Yeah, and that doesn't really track with me. Never did. I just like it as it is. It's nice to have things open to interpretation. That's what makes this an art, even if you don't want to think it is. So then we see the Illia, and the Illia probe, that's what he's going to mind meld with. So here's the same view of it in the 94 card, and we're up to the mind meld. So there it is. So Spock continues the inner chamber, discovers the Illia, sees the throat sensor. I don't know why he needed to say this out loud. It was pretty obvious if you're watching the movie, but it's the same reason we have to put streamers on air conditioners in movies, just to make sure we understand that cold air is coming out of it. But raises the hands, the sensor, and that's it. It's just a mind meld. Okay, and so here is Spock doing the mind meld. It's the universe of the unknown. Now, of course, it's a mind meld scene that they just show all these stills of like Voyager and other parts of the movie. And as a kid, in my old VHS copy, I would do the pause and look at all the stills. It's not necessary, but whatever. I mean, I get it. I get the appeal. So it's not like you're playing a record backwards or something. So there's Shatner. Kirk just waiting for Spock to come back. So Spock does the meld and screams. So hey, it's not Chekhov this time. It's Spock. So Spock screams, and Kirk's just waiting. Something's going. And this is another view of Kirk waiting outside. That's what he's doing. And then Spock gets bounced back, and this is how he finds him. Neural trauma is what we're dealing with. Kirk sees Spock come out of the chamber. Spock, and we get that. Meanwhile, I'm going to keep going. I didn't expect to, but, meanwhile, Illia is in her quarters putting on some headbands. And I like the scene, but in a way it doesn't make sense continuity-wise, and I know I should get over it, and I am over it, but I can't help talking about it. So Illia just got on this ship, and this isn't even Illia, I get it. But, she came in as a last-minute replacement, because let's just assume whoever died in the transporter accident was supposed to be at the helm, even though the novel says otherwise. But the way I read it, it's like, if Illia's coming in like a last minute, as if we can't find another navigator on the ship, so she knows Chapel, and Chapel knows her long enough to know that, hey, you really like this headband, let's put it on. But, okay, that's okay. And Decker should have been the one to talk about the headband, because Decker's the one that had a relationship with her. So I think this is just an excuse to give Majel Barrett a couple more lines. Now, she totally could have been a part of the scene. But okay, whatever. And so this is Piercy's Kambata doing not a bad job, just staring in the mirror, and as trained as a model, just doing the expressions. And this is where the probe is beginning to think like Illia a bit before the probe, V'ger sends a message to the probe to say, hey, what are these two guys doing outside the ship? This one dude tried to mind meld with me. I don't know what was going on with him, but I spat him back out, and now they're outside the ship. Now this beat plays continuity-wise, there's some editing that got changed up between the Robert Wise Director's Edition and the previous editions, but in essence, it still plays the same, except what's missing is, I think, in the previous editions, Decker is like asking, what does V'ger want? While the probe's still Illia-like, and Illia's like, V'ger doesn't know, and so I can't recall if that's still part of it or not. But long story short, it ends with, why have two carbon units? Why are they sitting outside? Okay, so that's all I want to do with that. And next we see Spock in sickbay, and that's where a few beats of the movie really get going, and we'll do that next time.